Good morning and welcome to day 47 of Geriatric 1944's Coronavirus Diaries. That's me, Jonathan King. Today I want to talk about the films I've made because everybody seems to be making their own home movies, the equivalent of selfies, since we're all stuck at home. And I've been doing it for years, so I want to talk about that. But before I do that, I'm afraid we just have to touch on something. Today's news that apparently tomorrow Boris Johnson, the coronavirus Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, is about to announce various new measures, such as, from the end of the month, a travel ban on anybody coming into the United Kingdom, 14 days of quarantine. And I go, this is insane. Why would anybody want to come into the United Kingdom at the moment? We have 30 times more deaths from COVID-19 than anywhere else on the planet, other than the rest of the death four, as I call them, France, Italy and Spain, and of course the United States, which has a much larger population and therefore a much lower ratio of deaths per head in the country. Other than that, most countries around the globe, on average, have had about 1,000 deaths from this, as I keep calling it, trivial virus for 95% of the people. And as a result, all those other countries, 200 or so, 300 different countries, they don't want to come to the United Kingdom, which is a dreadful place with 30,000 deaths from COVID-19, as is France, Spain and Italy. Those four countries have been completely useless at dealing with coronavirus. So why would anybody want to come here? And why would we want to ban people from coming into here if they're mad enough to want to come in? They're not bringing COVID-19 with them. They're coming to the hotbed of COVID-19. I just despair. I really think that we are governed, all four countries, we are governed by imbeciles. Problem is, of course, all four governments fell for the media hype of the whole coronavirus thing when it started in Wuhan, and instead of looking at the reality that basically this is really nothing to worry about for 95% of the population, they clamped down on everybody, saying this is something that we should all worry about. And they keep talking about the R number. We mustn't infect more than one person, and all that kind of rubbish. Bollocks! It doesn't matter if 95% of people get infected. What we've got to do is protect and treat the 5%, the vulnerable, those over the age of, I'd say, 60, and those below the age or of any age who've got underlying health conditions like diabetes or liable to have heart attacks or strokes or any of the medical situations that make the immune system rather busy elsewhere. Because don't forget, people tend not to die of coronavirus. They die of things that the coronavirus encourages to get bigger, pneumonia and strokes and so on. Anyway, that's my take on the latest governmental bonkers announcement. Nobody there appears to be thinking. They really are brain dead. All four countries are being governed by the brain dead, who are also all complete thralls, in thrall to the media. Anyway, back to the media. When I came out of Her Majesty's Nick in 2005, in fact before that, when this whole madness of the false allegations industry hit in 2000, I very rapidly came to the conclusion that never again would I be able to appear on traditional media or say anything that would be reported on traditional media, and I'd better start working out ways of doing my own thing. So I started, actually we'd begun in the mid-90s to start our own social media campaign, and we began then our site kingofhits.com, which with the tipsheet.com, and those had started in the middle 90s, over 25 years ago now, and it had built, and it was becoming slightly noticeable that people were tending to go online. I remember in particular The Guardian were very, very good online very early on, and so strange enough was The Mirror. but both of those papers knew about online quite early. Anyway, I started using online very early on to correct a lot of the false stories that were going on. And then when I came out of prison, I decided I was going to do even more online. And it got very, very popular. We've always had about 10,000 visitors to the site every day. And that got bigger and bigger. So I started making home movies, but that hopefully didn't look like home movies, that entertained people and kept you glued. And the first one was my explanation, a basic documentary. I called it a comic documentary of what happened to me back in 2000, 2001. And that was Vile Pervert the Musical, still available to be seen. And several subsequent ones to that, the latest of which, by the way, which I only made last year, which is called Guilty. You can find that on www.guiltymovie.com, as well as everywhere else on YouTube and on its own site and on King of Hits, the vilepervert.com site and everywhere else. And I'd actually be very grateful if you've not seen Guilty, if you watch it, because it will tell you about the last fiasco of Surrey Police's attempt to chuck me back into prison because I was saying too many rather awkward things about their behaviour. Anyway, have a look at that. But there you are. Those are my thoughts on the wonderful world of movies. I don't think I'll leave you with a song this time because I'm going to go out and enjoy the sunshine as I walk through the park and feed the ducks. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.